Last year, the management of our plant decided to improve the processes in production to optimize the operation of equipment. We are engaged in the production of pharmaceuticals and have been on the pharmaceutical market for more than 20 years. We have a variety of equipment for the production of pharmaceuticals at our company, from a granulator to an automatic line for self-adhesive labels. At the general meeting on the development of production, the leading engineer of the analytical laboratory proposed to update the analytical and laboratory equipment. Using analytical equipment, they monitor the ratings of moisture level, melting time, transparency, dissolution, hardness parameters, thickness, viscosity, many analytical operations to determine the quality of raw materials, finished products. We conducted on technically obsolete laboratory equipment, which often did not provide indicators of verification. I have been working at the plant for 5 years as a leading production technologist. I was tasked by management to find and buy an analyzer of transparency, which is used to determine the transparency of gelatin. I began my search, having clarified the necessary parameters with the leading engineer of the analytical laboratory in advance. He suggested choosing a modern analyzer, as hermetically sealed as possible, with a test range of 20 to 500 millimeters. The engineer advised me to first contact the manufacturers of the equipment. They provide warranty service, drawings, operation manuals, and installation of manufactured equipment. I followed his advice. I chose one company in Italy, which produces pharmaceutical equipment, went to their website, and wrote a letter, in which I indicated the desired parameters and the capabilities of the machine. I didn't specify a particular machine, I wanted to see what they could offer me. A week later I got the answer, that they do not produce the gelatin transparency analyzer, but they can develop and produce it, according to the customer's request, by the end of next year. That was too long for us, so I decided to look for equipment from other manufacturers. I found on the internet a company from Russia that produces a gelatin transparency analyzer. I called them and asked if they could supply such equipment. They answered that they had such a machine. The manager asked for my phone number and said she would call me back in the evening when she checked with her company engineer about the capabilities of automatic equipment. However, she did not call in the evening. I contacted them the next day. The manager said that she had passed the request on to the design department and that she would contact me when she got an answer. This seems strange to me. When do I wait for an answer? How long to wait for an answer? Not a business-like approach to the customer. After a series of failures, I gave up looking for an analyzer on my own. Then I remembered that at the Forum of Producers of Equipment for the Pharmaceutical Industry in Moscow, I met a specialist who was engaged in selection and supply of laboratory equipment for the production of drugs. I found his business card, and before contacting him I decided to check whether he really specializes in the supply of equipment for the pharmaceutical industry. In order to do this I found his website and thoroughly studied the information on it. I liked that the website was up to date, with video clips of the equipment and lots of contacts for communication. I also noticed that the website had been around since 2009. The company has been on the equipment market for a long time, and this is a good reason to say that they were successful. I called the manager. He said he remembered me and was happy to hear from me again. I told him that I was looking for a modern, maximum leak-proof gelatin transparency analyzer with simple controls. He suggested the option of a machine that was popular with customers and proven in production. I agreed to consider it. The manager emailed me the passport and the instruction manual for the equipment. He also offered to perform a turnkey delivery. I liked the proposed version of the equipment, and I agreed it with the management. A week later we signed a contract for the supply of an analyzer of gelatin transparency. 1 month after signing the contract, the manager called me and told me that the equipment was ready, and in a week it would be delivered. The equipment was delivered according to the contract in 30 days. The equipment was simple and easy to use, just like I wanted. The apparatus allowed for complete elimination of environmental influences and experimental optical deception. The laboratory engineer, and I among others, were satisfied with the proposed option of a gelatin transparency analyzer. Choosing an analyzer was not easy. I went a hard way. There were obstacles and failures, but I was lucky. I met a specialist who solved my problems, gave competent advice, and left positive emotions from communication.